Guys working on the next position.
That's a 36 of Tim Sauter. He's being shown right now in the 18th position, 1 lap down. There's a 56 of Kevin Grubb. Remember, he made a green flag pit stop right before the caution came out. He had a good running. There's Dave, good run going. There's J.J. Yaley moving around the 27th car of David Green. David's being shown 2 laps down right now. And there's our 4th place car, Paul Menard in the Menard's Chevrolet.
We saw David on pit road when the caution came out, actually, and that's where David lost both of his laps.
Feels slowly but surely Denny Hamlin is starting to make up a little bit of ground on Kyle Busch.
Just a few moments ago, Hermie was over a second behind. Now he has cut that deficit to under 1/2 a second. So Denny Hamlin is on the move. Let's keep up with the guys that are doing the double duty. There's Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, J.J. Yaley, 1st through 3rd. Kevin Harvick back in the 5th spot, right behind Paul Menard, and then Greg Biffle, who's on the tail end of the lead lap in 13th. Clint Bowyer trying to get in position to get that lucky dog. Carl Edwards still soldiering on after transmission problems, and Reed Sorensen out of the race.
Hey, it says a lot about Joe Gibbs racing these 2 Busch Series teams, 2 young drivers like J.J. Yaley, Denny Hamlin. Pretty good indication that they're sharing a lot of information. Caution on the racetrack.
Good break for Greg Biffle. Glenn, what's going on?
Guys, there's a piece of debris laying just right up outside of the groove, just as the tri-oval ends here, straight across from J.J. Yaley's pit area. And they've been, Greg Biffle's crew, which is right next to it, been hollering for the last 5 or 6 laps to NASCAR. Finally, they saw it in the tower through the caution. That's exactly what Greg Biffle needed.
Boy, Glenn, you're exactly right. Of course, when you're in a situation like Greg Biffle is, when you're on the tail end of the lead lap wanting a caution, they would be talking about it raining and cats and dogs all over the racetrack. Just total anarchy.
A couple of points here. Greg Biffle did get his lap back the old-fashioned way. Moore said looks like he's probably going to be the one that's in line for the lucky dog. Clint Bowyer missed it by 2 cars. He worked his way up, was very aggressive, getting back through that traffic. Will not get the lucky dog this time. He'll need to get himself in position next time.
See that right after Paul Menard went by, we saw the debris. We don't know if it came off of Paul Menard's car, but that's when we first saw the debris. This is our 8th caution flag. Our record here is 10. We've got 66 laps to go, and hopefully we won't get that record. But
that's a record we don't want to break.
Clint Bowyer would like to see us get another caution flag. He would like to use this opportunity to maybe to get up and close up on the field, get in position possibly to get the lucky dog next caution flag.
This is a great caution for Greg Biffle for a couple of reasons. One, these other guys got to pick because they can't go the rest of the way, so this is going to put Greg Biffle right back in the thick of things.
Mark, it's going to put Kurt Busch in his pit window, isn't it?
Kyle Busch certainly now can make it the rest of the way. They'll make a slight air pressure adjustment on this race car. During that run, he said it was getting a little loose in the center of the corner after they had been talking about it being a little bit tight. So again, they'll make a slight adjustment, more tires and fuel, and he will be able to make it the rest of the way. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Yeah, down at this end, Mark, J.J. Yaley and his counterpart, Denny Hamlin, have also come in. Just gas and go for Yaley. He's away. The 20 car has still been reporting tight. They're making a 4-tire change and a chassis adjustment on Denny Hamlin. So he's still been fighting tight all night since sitting on the pole. Greg Biffle has just now come in. They're making a very slight chassis adjustment in the right rear. So 4 tires. This was the Greg Biffle was looking for. 4 tires and a chassis adjustment for Greg Biffle as well. So he got what he wanted. Let's see if he can get back to the front.
You know, Glenn, you talked about J.J. Yaley doing a gas only. Well, when he left pit road, the red light was still on. As you can see right there, you saw the green light. The red light was still on. J.J. Yaley passed that. He actually passed Kevin Harvick. Kevin stopped on pit road to wait for that light to turn green. J.J. Yaley passed through the red light, and that's probably going to necessitate a penalty. Let's see if we can take a look. You see the red light right there, right by Denny Hamlin's car. You see J.J. Yaley in the green car leaving pit road. You see the red light still flashing as J.J. Yaley drives out of his pit. You see Kevin Harvick. He caught a glimpse of the red light. He stopped right there. J.J. kept on going, and J.J. will probably get a penalty.
Good job by Kevin Harvick.
See NASCAR right there talking to J.J.'s crew about what they're going to do. There's our green light. We'll be back with Green Flag Racing right after this.
Wheels keep on spinning round, spinning round, spinning round. Wheels keep on spinning round, spinning round and round.
Welcome back to Kentucky Speedway. We're being told by NASCAR that J.J. Yaley complained that the light was right in front of the 20 of Denny Hamlin. Here's right here. They did a little gas and go there, wiped off the grill. You're going to see him. Watch top left of your screen. You're going to see the red light there, but his view would have been obstructed by the 20 of Denny Hamlin. NASCAR believed it, and he really didn't gain anything because he only gassed and goed, so he really did not pass anybody doing that. NASCAR let him stay on the racetrack, and he's in the lead as they restart the Meijer 300.
The 4 wide again going down in the front horn, guys.
And that's a good call by NASCAR, too. A lot of things going on right there. They took the time to look at it and make a good decision not to penalize Yaley for something that he, was really out of his control and he didn't gain anything from it.
Be interesting to see how well he does with no tires and fuel only, with Harvick with tires right behind him.
Some interesting pit strategy by Jason Radcliffe, J.J. Yaley, the entire Joe Gibbs team. There's his teammate right there, Denny Hamlin, the Rockwell Automation Chevrolet on the inside, Kenny Wallace, the 22 on the outside.
A lot of the field probably has to do with the thing we say a lot of these race broadcasts, clean air. They want to get that 18 car. You've seen him passing cars all night. They want to put him in a position where he didn't have to pass anybody, get it there and run his line and set his pace. Like that's working the other way for him. A lot of this traffic back from like 7th, 8th, 9th back. These guys are racing hard on the equipment and hard on the tires.
Kevin Harvick, the 21 cars in the second spot. As we see more 3-wide racing coming off turn number 4. We have some sort of an alarm going off. Nothing to be alarmed about.
I think they're alarmed. They're all 3 wide, 3 rows back out there coming down the front straight away.
I think some of these drivers are keying that alarm there.
This doesn't look good.
See the blue car, Danny O'Quinn, the 50, making a move on the inside. Side-by-side battle, left of your screen. That's Stacey Compton, the Kingsford Ford on the outside. I think that's the 33 of Aaron Fike on the inside. Meanwhile, J.J. Yaley with fuel only has opened up almost a 1-second lead on Kevin Harvick.
And there he's checked out. I mean, that is so interesting to see. We saw guys earlier being able to run really fast with no tires or older tires, but Kyle Busch was able to catch him. It'll be interesting to see late in this run if they'll be able to run him back down.
Remember, folks, nothing to worry about. That alarm you may hear in the background is in our broadcast position here. That's something the racetrack has triggered. It's nothing wrong here. They're still continuing to race. And Kevin Harvick is running second right now, Mark.
And that's the good news for him, but he just radioed into his crew that he thought he had a flat tire. The crew, Shane Wilson, his crew chief, told him they kept taking a look at it. The spotter looking at it, and at this point they think he's okay. Of course, again, this is the same car that he won with here in 2001. They nicknamed it Pounder because as a backup it pounded the field into submission and won that race. He's sitting in the second spot right now, losing ground though to J.J. Yaley and not quite sure what he's feeling. Again, he thought he had a flat tire, so obviously things not to the liking of Kevin Harvick right now, but they're not quite sure what the problem is.
Getting back to J.J. Yaley, our race leader right now. We talked about him coming in for pit road for gas only, no tires. Only 3 laps ago, lap 140, ran his fastest lap of the race on those old tires. Again, out front in clean air makes a difference. More important than tires at this point in the race for him.
Hermie, we have a great side-by-side battle for the 3rd position. That's the 5 of Kyle Busch, the 1 of Mike Wallace, Paul Menard, the 11. Trying to look on the inside of Kyle Busch. There's a 99 of David Rudin. He's got another strong top 10 going. He finished 6th in this very car last week, the Aaron's Dream Machine in Nashville.
Paul Menard's been working on the 5 car right there, and they both caught the 1 car. You see the 5 car slid up out of the groove. Looks like the 11's going to get by.
J.J. Yaley continuing to drive away from this field. There's Denny Hamlin. He joins this battle. Denny's being shown in the 7th position right there. David Rudin was able to get by the 5 of Kyle Busch.
Great run from Mike Wallace, too, up to 3rd spot. Now, we hadn't talked about Mike all night. Here we go. We've got 55 laps to go, and Mike Wallace is up in 3rd place in James Finch's Miccosukee Dodge.
You know, one of the time, very early on, he was black flagged for pulling up to pit on a caution flag. Got the lucky dog right after that, the caution after that. Got back on the lead lap. They've done some great pit strategy, and he's currently being shown in the 3rd spot, right ahead of Paul Menard. Looks like he may have a faster car right now than Kevin Harvick. There you see, that's the battle for second right there. Kevin Harvick, the Coast Guard Chevrolet, number 21, and the white Miccosukee Indian Gaming Resort Dodge of James Finch in 3rd.
obviously having some problems. He's been running good all night tonight, but they're over 2 seconds behind the leader, J.J. Yaley, right now.
What a great call by Jason Radcliffe and the entire Joe Gibbs team to put fuel only in that 18 car of J.J. Yaley. Now we know he's got enough fuel as Mike Wallace tries to make his way to the inside of Kevin Harvick for second.
You can see he really drove down in the corner really hard. Sparks flying off the right side frame rails. That thing was bottoming out. He drove it down in the corner to get around the 21 car.
Paul Menard's going to try to do the same thing. He's going to try to get a run through the center of the corner. He's going to pull up side by side with Kevin Harvick for the third position.
As Hank just mentioned, Kevin Harvick definitely not handling through the center of the corner as he was early in this race. Last set of green flag laps, we saw Kevin Harvick making a lot of passes on the bottom of the racetrack. Now a lot of guys going underneath him in the bottom of the racetrack right here. The critical time of the race, he needs to try to settle in, hold these guys off, and keep in touch with the 1 and the 18.
A little wiggle by Paul Menard in the center of the corner down there in 1 and 2. That allowed the 5 of Kyle Busch to drive up to the inside. See if he can make the move. Can't quite pull up in front of him right here.
That's an easy thing to do. I mean, when you get on someone's inside, it takes their upper spin. You get really loose on their inside. And then when you have to lift, you lose momentum. So that allowed the 5 car to get a good run on him. But Paul's got a very fast race car.
Mark, what's going on with Harvick?
Well, right now, Phil, they've got a real problem. This car is tight going in, and he's talking about it being really tight. And then off the corner, it's really loose. So the decision, perhaps, not to take tires for the 21 team may have backfired.
It sure is working right now for J.J. Yaley, but we see Paul Menard, the number 11, pull up to the inside. Denny Hamlin going to follow the 21 of Kevin Harvick on the outside. Great battle for the third position. Is Denny going to make it 3 wide? And is Kyle going to make it 4 wide? No, Denny Hamlin pulls him beside the 21 of Kevin Harvick. But Kyle Busch makes a pass on the 11 of Paul Menard. They're trying to make the pass on Paul Menard.
Okay, these guys are getting worse from the crew. I'm sure 50 laps to go. It's time to start positioning yourself for these last 50 laps to get yourself in contention for the win. So if anybody's going to do anything with J.J. Yaley, they better hurry up. A 2.7 second lead on Mike Wallace.
David Ruderman trying to make a pass there. Someone that spun out early. Having a strong run here at the end of the race.
Paul Menard kind of cut him off there as they started to enter turn number 1. And there's the 84 car of David Gillen. He has joined this battle. He's in the 8th position right now. And there's Clint Boyer right now. He is in position for the lucky dog. If the caution were to come out, he is the top placed car, not on the lead lap. He's being shown in the 15th spot right now. J.J. Yaley continues to lead. He's got about a 2.5 second lead. There he is right there, the Home Depot Figaro Chevrolet. He didn't take any tires. We're going to see how that affects him as we get into the waning moments of this race. We're going to be back and check it all out here at Kentucky Speedway right here on FX. Welcome back to Kentucky Speedway. J.J. Yaley continues to lead while we're away at break. Kevin Harvick has lost several positions, and Kyle Busch made an unscheduled pit stop, Mark.
A tough break for him. They went to the right side, changed both of those tires. The lap before that, he had been complaining about the car getting suddenly very, very tight. Thought there was a tire going down, and so they asked him to come on in instead of certainly risking some sort of maybe bigger problem, a wreck. And tough break for Kyle Busch. He had a chance to win this race. It's now gone by the rollers.
There's Kevin Harvick. I'm sorry, Clint Boyer, the 2 car right there, the AC Delco car. There's Greg Biffle. Remember, he got his lap back the old-fashioned way. He earned it.
Running in the 7th position.
Making a major move. He had to